National Signing Day on Rivals.com with a little West Coast conversation here, talking about USC and a couple of guys that they have recently added to the fold alongside Rob Cassidy. I'm Nick Kruger, and Rob, two guys from your area, your neck of the woods, practically in your backyard. We'll start with Jamel Cook, a defensive back from Miami Central. He was committed to FSU, now goes to USC. Quickly, your thoughts on him as a player and why you think he made the flip?
He's a guy that plays corner and a little bit of safety on the high school level, but will be convinced he's a cornerback still. I mean, if you ask Jamel Cook, he's playing cornerback at USC, but they won't ask Jamel Cook that at USC. He will be playing safety probably, and I think that's where he fits best. He's a guy that's extremely long. I mean, he's got great height. He's like a 6'4" defensive back that can cover a little bit, but maybe not cover well enough to play corner at USC. But he's got the range and he's got the speed and the length to really be an effective safety for a school that frankly needs defensive backs. I think that's a big reason why he made that flip, was because he saw there was a need there. He was committed to Florida State, saw there was a giant need for a safety and for defensive backs in general at USC, and thought he could get on the field early.
And then also in town from Miami High. Isn't there a TV show that had Miami High as the main?
Maybe Bayside High.
Anyway, Keyshawn Young, an athlete. We've seen him at wide receiver. You say he's also could factor in as a defensive back for USC. What's your take on him? What does he bring to the table?
You don't see a lot of kids from Miami High School because, in Florida, the nature of the beast is that everybody transfers all over the place. Well, Keyshawn Young's mom was not having that, was forced to stay at Miami High all 4 years. So, you don't see a lot of kids out of there, but you see him. He plays wide receiver mostly, but also plays a little bit of defensive back, and I think that's where they might want him at USC. They can use him in either spot, but I assume that he fits in best there because of the need that I mentioned earlier, playing corner or playing even safety if they wanted. You can do a lot of things with that kind of athlete, and that's what Pie is as an athlete. He goes by the nickname Pie, reasons why I don't know exactly, but it's unique.
At least, maybe.
At least it's not like Spike or like Fire or like these nicknames that everybody has. So, Pie's unique, and it'll be interesting to see how he plays at USC.
All right, so talking about USC and the job that they're doing on this National Signing Day with Clay Helton, the guy that was an interim coach, now moved up to full-time status as the head coach. What's your take on what his strategy is recruiting? You said that they've already offered a lot of kids in Florida.
Yeah, they're really trying to reach into the Southeast. They have, as we speak right now, a commitment from Velus Jones, who's a wide receiver from Alabama, whose commitment may change in the next couple hours. He's been real shaky and hard to track. But they've offered, more than a handful of kids, a few handfuls of kids in Florida already in the 2017 class. It looks like Clay Helton really wants to do some work, despite being in that fertile recruiting ground in California, would really like to supplement those kids with Florida kids. He's offered a lot of the top juniors in the state already, and even has thrown out some offers in the 2018 class at Florida. So it's interesting to see the emphasis that they've placed on the state of Florida and what will happen with this regime going forward.
So obviously, big moves there for USC. Good to see them getting involved here on National Signing Day. Plenty more to come on Rivals.com.